Hello everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Tuesday, May 31st. I'm Dan Philgreen. On today's show, we'll find out about a pickleball clinic that you can participate in for great fun, friendly competition, and good exercise. Also, we'll discover a Health Connections class about optional treatments and managing of chronic pain. But first, a couple of academy classes we'd like to remind you of. It's time for some intermediate bridge. This class spans 4 Wednesdays beginning tomorrow in the game room of the Woodlands. The cost is $48 for the 4-week sessions, and it takes place from 1 to 3:30 p.m. each week. And it looks like Professor Adrian Kerr is back at it again with another 5-session history class. The History of the United States to 1815 kicks off with its first session this Thursday, June 2nd. Come learn about American history in this comprehensive look that begins with the original dwellers of North America, Indian civilizations, the Spanish conquerors, the English, and Jamestown, Plymouth Rock, and more. The class begins at 4:30 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, and the cost is $10. If you missed the important resident hurricane seminar at the Village Church last week, not to worry. You can watch a replay of the event on Channel 12 this week. Tune in every day at 10 a.m. or at 2 p.m. to learn all about the changes, procedures, and safety tips that are important to know should a weather-related emergency arise. Again, that's every day this week at 10 a.m. and again at 2 p.m. on Shell Point Channel 12. If you've never seen pickleball before, then all you need to do is take a stroll out behind the Resident Activity Center on the island on Wednesdays or on Saturdays at 8 a.m. It's a great way to get some exercise and enjoy a little friendly competition. Even if you've never played the game before, there's nothing to worry about. You can attend a pickleball clinic to get you started. Here's Katelyn Van Scoy and Jerry Ingalls to tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Katelyn Van Scoy, and I'm here with Jerry Ingalls, and we're just here at the pickleball courts, hitting around a few balls and hanging out. And so, Jerry, why are we here today?
Well, a couple of reasons. We want to stimulate some interest from other Shell Point residents to join the group, and we want to talk about a special clinic we've got on the 14th of June. So that's really why we're doing this today.
Great, and I've been watching a little bit of these players, and they seem to be having such a great time. And it's so fun to watch, too, even if you're not playing.
It's more fun to play than to watch. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. And one of the things we do is go to the Island Grill afterwards and usually have breakfast.
Oh,
so that's part of our group,
okay.
too. So we play Wednesday and Saturday mornings at 8.
Great.
We're trying to stimulate enough interest so that we can have some more groups.
Absolutely.
Perhaps break it into different levels.
Great.
But the clinic is going to address some of those issues too. There are some parts of the game that we're not particularly good at, and we're looking forward to the clinic to help us with those.
Well, I like your honesty.
We're not pros yet.
Well, this clinic, like he's talking about, is June 14th at 9 o'clock. It's going to be here right at the pickleball courts, and we're going to have Julie Scott here. Now, who's Julie Scott?
I've not met Julie. I've talked to her on the phone a couple of times. Julie works at Waxahachie Recreation
Just
Center.
down the road here.
Just off Summerlin. And she's coming and she's bringing her son, who's 21, and he's the National Pickleball Championship.
Yeah, this
champion.
year he just won it. Yeah,
did.
Kyle Yates. So we're excited to have a pro and his mom be here.
It'll be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fun time, and anybody is welcome. You don't have to have played pickleball before. You can just come and see what it's all about. Absolutely.
Many people have played tennis before, and so the transition is quite simple. But even if you haven't played tennis or table tennis,
Right.
People pick it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
now that we've talked to you, let's go ask some of the other players what they think. I'm here with Phyllis Ingalls, and I just wanted to ask her a few questions about pickleball. So Phyllis, why do you play pickleball?
Well, it's good aerobic exercise for one.
Absolutely.
That's a biggie. I love sports, and I play most games that have a ball, tennis ball or whatever. I just enjoy sports.
So do you need more players here? Would it be more fun if you had more players?
Well, of course it would be. We have a group that started about 4 years ago, and we are all still playing together, but we add one here and there. We try to encourage people to come. I think people tend to say, oh, I don't know that game, so they stay away from it.
Right.
But it's all over everywhere. They're putting in courts. I don't know how many courts they have at the villages, and we just went to a tournament in Naples that was unbelievable to watch. So and loaded with people. So I think it's a coming thing, and I think the
becoming
people
popular. Yep.
I think the people here have to just step outside the box and say, let me try it.
Absolutely. And that workshop will help with that coming up. The workshop is going to help people to get introduced to the game too as well.
Oh, absolutely. Just come and watch. And I think there's going to be a speaker coming sometime in June, which Jerry may have already spoken about, but that is a big help. That's how I started. They had a speaker here, and from there we all came out, and we hit balls all over the place. I mean, up in the trees and up in the grass, and now you notice it's staying on the court.
I've been watching you. You are much better than that, so you did a great job.
It's staying on the court.
Absolutely.
That's a big help. The trick with a wiffle ball is if you've played tennis, you're an easy fit for it. Excuse me. You're an easy fit for it. If you haven't played, or even if you have played tennis, the difference is with a wiffle ball, it just bounces and dies. So you have to be there for it.
Right.
If you play tennis, of course, it bounces and it bounces back to you, and you have this wonderful time to get ready. Not so with pickleball. It's fast and it's at the net, but it's not a lot of running. You run more with tennis than you do with pickleball.
I'm here with Don Heitzelman, and Don, are you having fun today?
Oh, sure. It's
Yeah?
great fun, great people.
Great.
Great people to play with.
Yeah, so what would you have to say to the Shell Point community about pickleball?
One of the things that you might realize is that there is equipment in the little shed by the pickleball court, and you can come anytime with a group and practice, and maybe you do that for a while until you get the idea of the ball and the bouncing, and then eventually you would be more interested maybe playing and keeping score. There's a number of videos on YouTube that you can watch also, which is helpful, but of course the playing is the best thing. And also because of the people.
Absolutely. What do you enjoy most about pickleball?
The challenge of trying to get better and trying to see if I can hit the ball and have it go where I want it to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keeping my eye on the ball. If I've heard that more than one time from my co-players.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good advice. Good advice. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you are excited about pickleball, and we hope that you'll join us on June 14th at 9 o'clock right here at the pickleball courts for the workshop with Julie Scott and Kyle Yates. I'm Katelyn Van Scoy, and this is Jerry, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for your time.
If you suffer from ongoing or chronic pain, you're not alone. 25% of Americans have experienced pain lasting for more than 24 hours. Join Dr. Alexander Martinez tomorrow to learn how you can manage chronic pain with different options and approaches. Here's Dr. Martinez now to give us a preview.
Hi, I'm Heather Battey with Resort Services. And today I have a special guest. It's one of our newest doctors and practices here at Shell Point. I have Dr. Martinez here. He is from the Advanced Pain Management and Spine Specialist in Fort Myers.
That's right.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm originally from South Florida and did my training up in New York. Went to New York Medical College and then Columbia and Cornell Universities for residency training. And I am happy to be back home in South Florida.
That's great. Yeah. And so it's actually called the Advanced Pain Management and Spine Specialist.
That's right.
Okay, so what is a pain management doctor?
A pain management doctor is one who's first going to help to figure out why you're in pain, give you a diagnosis, and then go through all of the conservative treatments that we have to help you with that pain. And hopefully help you relieve that.
And so this is anything from like a headache pain to back pain?
So any pain in general. Unless it's an acute medical emergency like chest pain, you should always report to your primary care doctor or call, for emergency care. But any musculoskeletal injury, pain of neurologic origin like shingles, sciatica, rib fractures, some spinal fractures.
Okay. So when would I, for instance, say back pain, how would I decide, I need a massage, I need a pain management doctor, or I need a chiropractor?
So it depends on how severe the pain is.
Okay.
If it's not limiting your functioning, if you're able to walk through it, and if it's relatively new, chances are that it will resolve with conservative care. You should first check in with your primary care physician in that setting. If the pain is severe or if it's limiting your ability to walk or to participate in recreational activities, then we need to figure out why you're having this pain.
Okay.
And then we go over all the options we have to treat it.
So what are those kind of treatments? What are some things that you would see in a pain management?
So in pain management, we have 3 basic pillars of treatment. We start with physical rehabilitation. That works on strengthening your muscles, improving flexibility, improving your balance and gait, and then teaching you strategies to exercise at home and prevent the pain from coming back. We also use physical modalities like TENS units, deep heat, ultrasounds. After physical rehabilitation, then we have medications. And for many people, they are able to find a balance of medicines that help their pain without significantly impeding functioning or causing too much sedation. And then finally, we have the injections, where we specialize in blocking certain pain generators.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't even realize all of that even exist. You hear pain management and you would think it would be really very specific.
Right, and it's so broad. I mean, we see pain of, everywhere from the head all the way down to the feet. And we are basically the conservative line of treatment. We would do everything except or up to surgery to help you with these symptoms. A lot of people don't want to have surgery because of the risks of infection and anesthesia.
So if you are interested in seeing a pain management doctor, please give Dr. Martinez a call and set up your next appointment. Thank you, and stay happy and healthy.
And now it's time to take a look at all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi, and welcome to the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley.
And I'm Katelyn Van Scoy.
We're going to tell you the activities that we have offered for you today. Before we start, though, we are going to have our Shell Point Life magazines delivered, so that means tomorrow is sign-up day. We're going to start with an early health connections class today, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's in the Tarpon Room at 7:15. At 8 o'clock, we have round robin doubles tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. Our stamp ministry will be in the stamp room on the island at 8:15. And 8:30 is the time the Ladies Golf Association will be gathering at the Shell Point Golf Club. Now our card making and scrap booking group will be in the Tarpon Room at 9:15. 9:15 is also the time for open painting down in the art studio. And our last and final activity at 9:15 today is shuffleboard. That's on the shuffleboard courts behind the Resident Activities Center. At 9:30, match play tennis going on down at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. Through the Bible study group will be in the Osprey Room at 10:15. That's the last morning activity. Here's Katelyn to tell you what's going on this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Bev. We start at 12:30 with mixed progressive bridge in the game room of the Woodlands. And the Knitters group will be gathering in the Osprey Room at 1:15. Also at 1:15, the Women's Ministry's Prayer for Missions will be held in the choir room of the Village Church. The Stamp Ministry will be gathering in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 1:30. And 1:45 is the time for fun and fitness in the Community Room of King's Crown. We move to 2:45 for a Health Connections class, Osteo Break Free, Session B in the Tarpon Room. There's a dinner outing going to Fishtail Grill. It leaves at 4:30 from the island, 4:40 Woodlands, and 4:50 Eagles Preserve and Estuary. You do need to sign up for that trip. That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Tuesday. We start the day at 9 o'clock in the Academy with Italic Calligraphy and Flourished Italics, meeting in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. At 9:30, Writing Your Memoirs continues in the Buttonwood Room at the Woodlands. At 4:30, we have English History and Culture Session 5 in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and you can sign up right at the door. Tomorrow, we have a new session of Intermediate Bridge beginning with Susan Willoughby. I'd like to take just a moment to ask you if you're an organized person. If you are, and you enjoy seeing a project organized, you may be interested in serving in a position with the Pavilion Auxiliary. We have several leadership positions available with our committees to do scheduling and maybe some phone calling. Maybe taking the beverage cart out is not something that works for you right now, but maybe you'd like to spend time making sure everybody is organized to take the beverage cart out. If organization appeals to you, please give me a call.
Menus for Tuesday, May the 31st. In the Crystal Room, the platter is beef stroganoff over egg noodles with cabbage. The dinner menu is turkey buffet for $13.95, and the soup is loaded potato. In the Island Cafe, the special is clam strips on a grilled New England roll with coleslaw for $7.75. In the Palm Grill, Chilean sea bass for $22.95 or stuffed chicken breasts for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, Randy Woods here at the Village Church, and today I want to tell you about an exciting opportunity we have this Sunday as we worship together again Sunday morning at 10:15 here at the church. We will be welcoming the youth choir from Trinity Presbyterian Church of Montgomery, Alabama. There are about 18 voices in this youth choir directed by Todd Alexander. Todd is a graduate of the Moody Bible Institute and of Emory University. His specialty is in sacred music. And it's going to be a joy not only to welcome this youth group and have them to sing in the morning service, but a special privilege for our Village Church Choir to rehearse and share together in song as we sing together that Sunday morning on June 5th during the morning worship service. We will combine the two choirs, the youth choir, the Village Church Choir. There'll be a lot of zeal, energy of youth, and as we unite our hearts and voices to the glory of God, I think you will be encouraged as you come and share in this special worship service with us. As we share in the worship service, Todd and his dear wife, Andrea, will be sharing a ministry of song. She's a fine soprano. Todd is a pianist and organist and will be directing the choir. You'll hear the youth choir sing traditional hymns and spirituals arranged by Moses Hogan and Mark Hayes. And I know that you'll enjoy interacting and hearing the students as they share their love for God here through the ministry of song. So come and join us Sunday morning as we welcome the youth choir from Trinity Presbyterian Church of Montgomery, Alabama, along with the Village Church Choir. And we, no doubt, will know God's goodness and His presence as we share together in celebration, worshiping on Sunday morning. Come to Village Church and join us as we continue to grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord.
Thanks for joining us here on Shell Point Today. On tomorrow's show, Ruth Duber returns with something a little different from her usual recipe. Instead, she's cooked up a tour of the lovely home of residents Dave and Margie Lee. Also, Gary Keating will give us another golfing tip on the show tomorrow. I'm Dan Filgreen, thanking you for spending time with us today for Tuesday, May 31st. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.